Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Masterpiece, the most inspirational podcast in the land. Our goal here is to inspire people to get active, stay active, to be inspired, more importantly, to be an inspiration. Today's guest, a true masterpiece, a true inspiration, hailing from North Carolina, wellness competitor, Miss Miss Tanisha Chea. Told you I was gonna mess it up. So
It's like,
stay tuned after this introduction to hear her story.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
Good evening, man. Welcome to the show.
thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks for coming on. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. You?
Yeah, I'm good. How's the weather in North Carolina?
Uh, Cold. It's officially cold here now. So
Yeah,
winter
yeah, I
coats are
feel
out.
that. Yep, well, stay warm out there. So we're gonna
Yeah.
help you stay warm by putting you in the hot seat.
Okay. I'll take
Yep. All
it.
right, here we go. So I guess growing up, did you ever imagine or ever dream that you'd be a competitive bodybuilder?
No, and that was not on the bingo card of things I thought I would do growing up. I've always been competitive, and I've always been competitive in something on a stage.
Yep.
But bodybuilding was not something I aspired to or thought about. It is in my family a little bit. My aunt has
Nice.
been competing since I was a child. She competed with me at my most recent show as well.
Oh, nice.
My cousin has competed. So my whole family is athletic and my whole family is competitive. So this wasn't exactly, something I thought about, but
Yeah.
it's not too far of a departure for me from, other things that I've done.
Okay, nice. So what led you to actually competing and getting on stage?
So I grew up being a pageant competitor as well as a dance competition competitor my whole life, competitive cheer. So, like I said, I've been on a stage. I've been on a stage since I was 3 years old. So I competed in my. I'm 40. Oh, I'm 44 this year. I competed in
Nice.
my last pageant 2 years ago, and I've done Miss America, I've done Miss USA, and I was like, you know what? I like to do like the biggest competitions in whatever category I'm doing. And I've done all the big pageants, and so I wanted to do something that helped me remain competitive and help keep me in shape. And so this was kind of a natural next step, and a new challenge. Something to me, this was like completely foreign, even though it's on a stage and, I'm comfortable on stage. The posing's different, the diet is very different from getting ready for a pageant.
Yeah.
It's a new industry, new arena, new people. So it was a new challenge that I wanted to take on.
Yeah, nice. So any difference on being on stage as far as a bodybuilder versus a pageant?
I mean, being comfortable on stage and the confidence that you need to exude, that's the same. But the poses are completely different. So, and what you're trying to minimize about your physical appearance in a pageant
Yeah.
is different than what you're trying to minimize or maximize in bodybuilding, particularly for me in wellness. In pageants, it was always making myself look lean and thin and making sure that every angle was, basically highlighting thinness versus wellness. I can't get my legs big enough. Like I just, I just want to keep building and building and building and like figuring out how do I make my legs look even, more muscular, more, or bigger on the stage. So completely opposite in that regard.
When you figure out the legs piece, please send me drop me a hint so you can help me out too. So, but as far as I guess transition from the pageant and I guess the beauty competition and everything else and stepping on stage as a bodybuilder, any reservations about putting on muscle?
No. It will no. I think a lot of women, at first, when you talk about putting on muscle, they say, "Oh, I don't want to get too bulky like a man."
Yeah,
But really, I'm a natural competitor. It's not possible. Um, And I really like the muscle tone that I'm able to put on. I think it adds like a great dimension to shape. I think it looks great in a, stage bikini as well as in clothes. And, a lot of women that follow me online have said, you know what, you show me that you can put on a lot of muscle, but still retain your femininity and like still look great in a dress and heels. And it's not kind of what they thought in their mind would happen when you put on a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a fear, but when you see it in real life, see it in action, you don't feel that way.
Nice. Okay. So, how long have you been competing or been on stage as far as bodybuilding?
This is my first year.
Oh
So
wow.
I just started in April of this year. April 2024 was my first competition. And then I just finished in November. So this was my first year. And I started training for it in January.
Nice. So how many two competitions or how many competitions this year?
I did 4 this year.
Oh
So
wow.
I did like 2 in the spring and then 2 in the fall.
And you was pretty busy.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a lot about like what works for me in terms of competing. So next year, I'm kind of like in my bulk season right now. I'm going
Okay.
into a bulk and growing season, and then I'm going to compete next fall.
Gotcha. So you've been through the process 4 times as far as I guess prep getting on stage. So what's been the most rewarding part of the sport for you?
Hmm. I think that the discipline that I've learned, and like just what I've learned about myself in terms of being able to stick to, in particular, the diet. That is, I knew that was going to be the number one challenge for me. I'm a foodie, and
Yeah.
I work in the food industry. I work in the restaurant industry, um, and it's really difficult with the job that I have. But I was able to push through. I travel for work too, so taking my food with me on the road. When I'm
Wow.
on and off airplanes twice a week, a continuous challenge. But so I really loved like the discipline and I guess the process that I've developed for myself in throughout this entire process, around food in particular, and figuring out how to master that works for me.
Yeah, so I guess I would ask you what's the most challenging part, the physical or the mental? So I would take it as the mental, as far as the diet and nutrition. But how you overcome that?
Um, a lot of women ask me that too. They're like, how do you, stick to your diet? How do you like stick to this process? And there's some like practical ways that, make me stick to it. One, I tell them, when you pay as much money for, entry
Okay.
fees
Yeah.
and training and the bikini and the shoes
Yeah.
and the tan and the body work and all the things, right? If you paid this much money to do all this, you would stick to it too. But also I do not, once I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Like
Okay.
that's just the end of it. So I said I was going to do this process. I'm not signing up to do this process halfway. And so I'm going to go all in on something that I said and publicly committed to doing what I said I'm going to do. And then like when I'm on stage, my thought process is, again, you paid all this money to be here. Why are you
Yeah.
going to go out there and act nervous? Why are you going to go out there and act scared? Why, leave it all out on the stage? Because otherwise, why did you come here?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good perspective to have. So that's a great segue. So I guess being you got to have I'm sure a high level of confidence to compete in the patches and everything else, and same with the bodybuilding stage. But do you ever have moments of doubts? And if you ever have those moments, how do you overcome those moments?
Yeah, I mean, my coach will tell you. So I've done 4 shows this year, and he's like, "Okay, I know your pattern now. Like about 3 weeks out, you're like, I'm not doing the show. I'm not ready." And so those moments of doubt absolutely creep in. Um, but I feel like I figured out that the moments of doubt creep in when I am maybe slacking a little bit. And so I find that if I give my all to a process, a situation, then I count that as a win. And regardless of the outcome, regardless of, how everything shakes out on show day, if I've committed to myself to be all in, then that's a win. And then I don't need to freak out. And I don't need to have those moments of doubt because I know I have given it my absolute everything that I could possibly give. And so at the end of this, whether I win, place or show, I can't be mad about any part of it. I can just learn from that and move on and do better the next time.
Nice.
I've gotten, as we all have, all the feedback from the judges. And I like getting the feedback from the judges, even though it's been consistent. Every show, it's been pretty much the same feedback. It just helps me to learn and grow for the next time. And I count that, as a win. But I guess another way to kind of overcome doubts is just to really believe that you're that girl. Like, there's not a lot of people that would really put themselves out there into an arena voluntarily to be judged solely
Yeah.
on the physical appearance. That's really hard to stand in front of a room full of people and then have people judge you comparatively, on just your appearance. You're not able to get up there and talk. You're not able to
Yeah.
get up there and say about your journey or like none of that comes into consideration. So you really have to find within you to believe you're that girl, because otherwise you're going to feel some kind of way when you get that judge's feedback, or you're going to feel some kind of way when you move to the end of the line,
Yeah.
in the comparative lineup. So you just have to continuously, cheer yourself on, and, believe in yourself, which can be
Nice.
hard to do.
Oh yeah. So got to fill in the blank for you. So fill in the blank.
Okay.
I could not have done stepped on stage 4 times this year without blank person or characteristic without blank.
My children giving me the time to go to the gym, my children giving me the time to focus on myself. I have 7-year-old twin boys,
Nice.
and I always thank them, like, thank you for letting mommy go to the gym. Thank you for letting mommy, eat my crazy meals, and, not eat what you're eating for dinner, or, not be there, getting you ready for school every morning. There's some also very tangible things that have allowed me to do what I do. Like I said, I'm an executive, I travel for work. And, I have an au pair who is like she lives with me and she helps to take care of the kids. And I couldn't do it
Nice.
without her, because that allows me time in the morning to go to the gym and train. And, it frees up time. So there's very real tangible things
Yeah.
like fill in the blanks that wouldn't allow me to step on stage. But I'd say overall, like my kids, being all in on the process and being really supportive of mommy's goals.
Nice. So when your kids see you, what do you want them to see? What message do you want to get across as far as your actions in competing in bodybuilding?
I want them to see that if you, commit yourself to a process, then you can be successful and have a successful outcome no matter what it is that you're committing yourself to. And setting goals and making them achievable goals and putting a plan in action to actually achieve the things that you say you want to achieve. And even when you don't win, to not let that knock you down and keep going, because you're not always going to win in life, and sometimes you may actually never technically win the top prize in life. But if
Yeah.
you're passionate about something and you're committed to something, to keep going and keep trying and keep getting better each time, so that, like I was saying, like you can feel like there's a win in there because you've improved each and every time. So yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So I'm assuming you're chasing a pro status. So let's say 2025, you get that pro status. What would that pro status mean for you, and what would you do with it?
So that would mean a lot to me, because it would be a massive culmination of efforts to, from a physique standpoint, get my physique to, an optimal place, get my posing just right, and just kind of get that total package just right. And it's a lot of, hard work, as that, goes
Yeah.
into it. It would just be like, just a nice like bow on all the efforts and all the work that I put in at that point over the last 2 years. For me, I'm really interested in the women's wellness space, and I love empowering women to see a way for them to take up space, for them to say yes to themselves, a way for them to help them move themselves to their next level. This is something I've championed a lot in my different pageant platforms over the years. I've worked with a lot of women in different capacities over the years in terms of mentoring. And one thing that I learned is that a lot of times women need to be given permission to say yes to themselves, to try something new and to take themselves to their next level. And so I would love to use my pro status to encourage women to continue to do that, or to
Oh,
try to
wow.
do that.
Yep, nice, excellent. So, what advice would you give a woman that's new to bodybuilding, that's interested in coming into the sport?
Jump in head first. Obviously all the stuff that you're supposed to do, right? Get a coach, get your, diet under control, and, get a training plan and figure out what category you can, all that, stuff that everybody knows. But like from a, you know, can I do this standpoint, just jump in head first. And also get a good tribe of women around you. I have an amazing tribe of women around me who we encourage each other daily, all day.
Nice.
They are my teammates on my team, LaMonica and Mika and Sarah. And, we just encourage each other every single day on text messages. Maybe somebody is having a great week and they are, on plan and they're weights dropping or they're building muscle, or, they're just having an amazing week. And maybe somebody else is having not such a great week and we focus on her. And then the next week, maybe somebody else is not having a great week and we focus on her. And so it's, just this amazing tribe of support that we have. And I think that for women, especially women in my age bracket in the 40s who, have children and careers and all these things going on, having that group of support around you is really key.
Nice, excellent, awesome. So I wish I had that support group. But so what one thing you think is misunderstood about bodybuilding and female competitors?
I think it's like what you were touching on earlier about building muscle and like getting too, bulky,
Uh,
and that you won't be able to retain your femininity if that's really important to you. It is to me. I am very girly, and so I, I really, that is a big focus for me in terms of making sure that I am still able to look and feel the same that I want to feel off stage, but feel that, that powerful and look powerful and look muscular when I'm on stage. So I think that's a huge misconception that you have to sacrifice one to get the other.
nice.
And I just don't think that that's necessarily true, and that is going to vary with the category that you're in, of course.
Yeah.
But, for the most part, I don't think you have to sacrifice one to be good at the other.
Yes. We'll bring you back on the show when you transition to figure.
I know. I am not, you know what? My aunt does figure, the one I was telling you about.
Yeah.
She competes in figure. And it's the opposite. Like, the figure poses are not my favorite. And then
Yeah.
the wellness poses, she doesn't like those. So, yeah.
Yeah. They require a little more muscle. Yeah. So yeah. So I like talking to female competitors, figure competitors, to see how they feel about the muscle. But so who's your hero? Who do you look up to?
And bodybuilding?
Well, in life or anywhere.
Oh, gosh, I haven't thought about that in a really long time. I'll just stick to bodybuilding. My favorite pro is Julia Renee, and I love her because not only is her physique like, off the chain, amazing, beautiful, but she just has this like great positive message for women who are either in the sport or not in the sport. And I really just gravitate towards that because that's how I feel like I show up for other women, which is just meeting them where they are and helping them to figure out, what is great about you and how are we going to amplify that and help you get to your next level. And I just really love that energy about her. So I
Nice.
really, I follow her a lot. And actually I did some posing with her earlier this year too. So got to know her a little bit, but she's my favorite pro. Obviously outside of Francielli. But like, she just has this amazing message about her, and her physique is amazing, and she just is super sweet. Let's see, who else do I look up to in life? That's a good one. That is a question I haven't thought about in a while. I feel like I have lots of like different heroes in
Yeah.
different areas of life. I don't know. I'm going to get back to you on that one. I don't, nobody's like jumping off. And maybe because I've been hyper focused on bodybuilding, like that
Yeah.
one was easy to just kind of roll off the tongue. I have to get back to you on that.
Okay, no worries. So, Julia Renee, you got your invite. Come and join us on the masterpiece. Thank you. So, so 2025 is around the corner. So, what's next? What's next? What's your goals for 2025?
Really to kick off my wellness kind of practice, my individual wellness practice with a retreat early in early spring is a big goal of mine, and I've been working on that. And really focus on my, competitive plan for next year. I mentioned I'll probably compete again in the fall. I don't know exactly what shows I'm going to do or anything like that, but I know that that's the time frame that I want to start competing again. I
Nice.
really want to take this time to grow and build and refine my physique. And, lots of personal goals too with my
Yeah.
kids and, just kind of focus on them a little bit because I've been so focused on myself this
Yeah.
year, going through 4 shows. So, getting them into all their activities that they, have coming up in the winter and the fall.
Yeah. Well, good luck getting through the holidays. So,
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a nutritional challenge it's going to be for you. And like I said, we'll be looking from a distance as far as 2025 and all that you achieve. And hopefully, we can bring you back on the show.
Yeah, no,
So,
I
you
love
can
that.
get
Thank you.
that pro status. So, what is your motivational message? Can you give us a motivate us? Can you give us your best motivational message?
Hmm. My best motivational message, I would say, is to find yourself in the doing. So and it's back to that jumping in head first. Just do whatever it is that you think you want to do. Just do it. Don't waste time. Don't delay. You'll figure out how you're going to do it while you're doing it. So that's what I mean when I say find yourself in the doing, and you'll figure out how it's going to come together as you go along. I am a big proponent of flying the plane while you build it.
Oh,
In a
wow.
lot of cases, just because we don't have a lot of time, and nothing good's going to come from procrastination. So just kind of jump in head first, and you'll figure it out from there.
Okay, very good. So jump in. We would say just do it, but we don't want no copyright
And yeah, I'm
infringement.
not saying
Yeah, so
that.
yeah, so jump in head first, get out there, do it, get that airplane in there without having everything else, and you'll figure it out. So, very great message. Like I said, we all short on time. No need to procrastinate and wait for a better moment. The best moment is right now and today.
Yes.
So, our time is up. But do you have any shout outs you want to give to a trainer, coach, gym, or anyone?
Sure. My trainer is Terry Davis, and we are Team Megaflex out of his gym Megaflex here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So shout out to Terry for taking me through this process and really teaching me the ropes, teaching me the industry, being patient with me, and listening to all my mini freakouts that I have about 2-3 weeks out of every show. So thanks for sticking by me, and we got this. We're locked in. We got 25. So looking forward to that.
Yep. Nice. Well, thank you. So again, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming on the show, and thank you for your inspiration. So we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
So this has been the masterpiece. Our inspiration for tonight. Our masterpiece for tonight, Miss Tanisha Chea, wellness competitor. Looking forward to her doing great things in 2025, bringing her back on the show. Happy holidays to you, ma'am.
Yeah. You too.
Yeah, so good luck with getting through the holidays as far as the nutrition and bulking season. And we sure you inspire someone. So our job here is to inspire at least one, if only one person to get active, to stay active, to be inspired, and to be an inspiration, live an inspired life. Any closing comments?
Nope. You got it. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to coming back.
All right. Until next time, this is the masterpiece, live an inspired life, and we are out.